I just finished my first year of university exams. Most people my age take this time to unplug and relax, but me, I see it differently. For the next 3 weeks, I have zero assignments, zero lectures, and zero distraction. So I'm taking this time to double down and scale my agency to the best of my ability. I noticed that immigration lawyers have a massive problem. They charge almost $5,000 per case but miss 30% of inbound phone calls. And even the calls that they do pick up, they sometimes lose the lead just because of a language barrier. So I built Sofia. She's an AI receptionist that doesn't just answer FAQs. She qualifies leads in English or Spanish and catches emergencies 24/7. Before I show you guys exactly how I built this, I wanted to give you a quick live demonstration.
Hi, this is Sofia from South Miami Immigration Law. Thanks for calling. Are you reaching out about a new case or are you already working with us?
Necesito un abogado de inmigración.
Perfecto, gracias por comunicarse. ¿Podría contarme brevemente qué tipo de asunto migratorio enfrenta? ¿Es algo familiar, asilo, negocios o alguna otra situación?
Quiero traer a mi familia a Asturias.
Entiendo, desea traer a su familia. La reunificación familiar es en realidad la especialidad principal de nuestro bufete. Ayudamos a más de 200 familias a reunirse solo el año pasado. ¿Le recomendaron algún abogado en particular o prefiere que le asigne a uno de nuestros especialistas?
I wasn't recommended anyone in specific. I just wanted to speak to a specialist.
No problem at all. I'll match you with our family immigration specialist. When were you hoping to come in for the evaluation?
As soon as possible. Do you have like a time today at 3 p.m.?
Let me just check today at 3 p.m. Just give me a second to see what we have available. We do have availability today from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Would you like to book that slot?
Yep.
Wonderful. May I have your full name to lock that in?
Yep, my name is James Wilson.
Thank you, James. And to send the confirmation, could you please read out your best phone number digit by digit, starting with the area code?
Okay, it's +1 289 237 0598.
All right, getting that down. Just give me 1 second to finalize the booking on my end. You're all set. You should receive an SMS confirmation soon. Is there anything else I can help with?
Just only thing is I need you to make sure to mark this as urgent just because I need this done as soon as possible.
Absolutely. I'll mark your case as high priority so our team knows it's urgent. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
No, that's everything. Thank you so much for all your help. There we have our new booking as well. If you're new here, my name is James, and for the next 3 weeks, I'll give you an authentic look of what it looks like to scale an agency from the ground up. I'll show you all the wins and all the losses. So if you want to stick around for the journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This agent consists of 4 major components: Retell AI for hosting the voice agent, n8n for the backend logic, Airtable for the database and customer information, and then cal.com for the booking. Starting off with arguably what is the most important component of a competent voice agent, which is just the prompt. If you need any information on how to prompt voice agents or you're just new to building with voice agents in general in retail, I just released a full in-depth tutorial step-by-step on how you could build your first agent in just about 15 minutes. Just to put it simply, since I won't go over every single aspect of the voice agent, we have the subheadings and the headings. So we have the role, context, the constraints. When you're building a voice agent that is multilingual, in this case bilingual, it's important that you have specific constraints when it comes to language to know when it needs to switch and when it needs to stay with the language. Specifically, I have it just to answer in whatever language the last response of the user was. So as you guys saw in the demonstration, I started off in Spanish, and as I switched to English, it didn't ask me, do I want to continue in English? It instantly just switched and picked up on that. That just makes the experience seamless, because if you're speaking to someone in Spanish and you know they can speak English, and then you start speaking English, they're probably going to continue speaking to you in the language you just spoke to them in. So then underneath here, we just have the conversation flow explaining exactly how we want it to go. When these conversations, especially high important situations like immigration and different things like that, we just need to make sure that the conversations are streamlined and don't contain too much fluff, but they aren't too direct to take out that human portion. So we just have it with the greeting and then understanding why the caller is calling in, and take them down the different path if they're on an urgent thing, like they just need immigration or asylum, or they're just looking for a general inquiry, looking to bring over a family member or something like that. Or even for some of them is green card or business. they have I have the different use cases for every single one of them. And then we just have all the complex booking logic, when to ask for the information, and then when using cal.com, you do need to get either an email or a phone number. In this case, I just thought it made more sense to have it collected email rather than, or to collect a phone number, I should say, rather than an email. And then it just confirms all of that and finalizes it and then books it all. Then now going to the most important thing is the tools function over here. So we have four main tool calls or function calls, whatever you want to call it. The native end call, so just the agent has the ability to end the call. The check calendar just checks the availability that we have in cal.com. Book calendar books that availability, and then case details, which is a custom function, just sends all the relevant information into the Airtable for logging. This can be sent to your CRM. This can be sent to your Google Sheets. However, it doesn't matter. Let's just take a quick look into the tool calls themselves. With the book calendar, it's very simple. You just have your API key, which you could look at it. It'll be different by the time this video goes up. The event ID, I'll show you exactly where to find every single one of those once I get to this next portion. And then just the time zone. It's the exact same in the check calendar, just different names, of course. With the case details, we just have the endpoint, which is in the n8n, which we will get to in just a moment as well. Different types of variables we need to be passing along, and then just speak after execution or speak during. This right here is my n8n workflow. As you see, it isn't super complex and has a million nodes. It's a common misconception that you have to have a trillion nodes in order for your workflow to be effective, but this does everything I needed to do. I'll walk you guys through exactly how it works. Put simply, as data comes in from the webhook using the case details tool that I have here, all this information is just passed along, but what's really important is the tool call arguments down here. So you just found the case details tool, and these are all the arguments. So the case type, urgency level, phone number, the sentiment, and then name and whatever. And then all that gets passed along into our Airtable node over here. So we just have a sheet that was already pre-existed, connected our credentials, and then mapped all the fields from the left over here. So we'll just find those arguments once again, just mapped all the fields as it was relevant. So on a regular use case, that would all we would need to do, just make sure that everything is passed along, and then also notify whatever specialist, intake specialist would be doing the meeting as well. There's a new meeting on their calendar. But in the cases of high urgency situations, especially in the immigration sector, I just decided to add an urgency node. So I just have it here so that if the urgency is set to high, so if the voice agent understands that the agency is hot or the urgency is high, what happens is it sends it through this ChatGPT module, just goes through all of it. It goes through the transcript, makes a simple summary, and then just sends everything over via email so that it goes to a higher up or a paralegal, whoever in the law firm it needs to go to, just so that these high urgency leads can be capitalized on as soon as possible. Now we have our Airtable base here. Incredibly simple. You could make this for free. You can make a free Airtable account and then just connect the API. And then we have it just like I said. As information comes in from the webhook, it will instantly be updated in our Airtable with all of the relevant mappings. So with the name, the phone number, the urgency, the reason for call, and all of that. There's that. And then lastly, we're just going into cal.com here. We just connected our API key and then meeting ID. I'll show you guys quickly where to get the meeting ID and API keys. But we have the meeting that we just booked here, the Tuesday, December 16th, 3 to 4 p.m., which is today, Tuesday, December 16th. So later today it would have been. But we'll just go to the events and click our law firm intake. So where you find your event ID is just up here after the bracket. So it's just these digits here. And then just the basic things about cal.com. I went over everything extensively again in my step-by-step breakdown on how to make an agent in Retell that I posted last week. So if you can, you could just go take a look quickly. And then this has all the relevant information, going over quickly how to get all the other information. Go to settings, click API keys, add a new API key, set it for no expiration, 3 months, a year, whatever you need. get the API key, make sure that you mark it down because it will disappear and you won't be able to access it again. Send it over into Retell and then use it to book on your book calendar and then your check calendar availability. Now let's talk numbers. Why would a law firm want to pay for this? In immigration law, an average green card or citizenship case is worth between $3,000 and $5,000 USD. Small firms miss about 20 to 30% of their inbound calls simply because staff is busy. Meaning, if you get 10 calls per day, that means on average you're missing out on 2 potential clients daily. At first glance, that may not seem like a lot, but when you scale it up to 30 days, that means you're missing 60 calls per month of potential clients. And let's be conservative and say only one of them wants to close. That means you're missing out on $48,000 per year in potential revenue. To be slightly more realistic, if you answer all 60 of those calls, you won't be closing just one. And even though this number is still conservative, let's say you close just 5 of the 60. This is an additional $20,000 in monthly revenue, coming up to almost $250,000 in additional yearly revenue just by answering the phone. This agent costs just 20 cents per minute, so even if it talks for 10 hours a month, the cost is still trivial to the upside. And if it helps you close just one client, it pays for itself 10 times over. And if you're worried about letting an AI handle your main phone line, don't be. You can set this up to be purely an after-hour agent that works exactly the same way but captures leads while you sleep. If you're a law firm or a service-based business that handles a high intake of French or Spanish-speaking clients, feel free to click the first link in the description for a free one-on-one consultation with me so we can see how a system like this would fit seamlessly into your business operations. The first 3 consultations get the system completely for free. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. If you're a fellow developer or aspiring agency owner, feel free to leave any questions or even advice in the comments below. I'll make sure to get back to each and every one of them. Until next time.